Hello, beautiful, vibrant souls. I'm so glad we joined together again today. We will pull some cards for the collective. As usual, some of these messages will resonate, some of them will not. Always lessons to learn within the tarot. Just a matter of perspective, is it not? Oh, wow. I love these cards together. We have so much to celebrate coming forward. Three of Cups, celebration, experiences with loved ones, people that you care deeply about, joining together to uh, be present, to exist, to welcome in whatever the world has to offer us together in connection. This is a message of abundance. This is not just a message where we're talking about material things. This is a message where we're talking about a full heart, where we feel as though, I can get through anything. I have the support that I need. I have the people that I need in my corner. There are good things coming for you. You're going to be excited to talk about them. You're going to have those people around you that are going to cheer you on, hugs and high fives, and all of the wonderful, beautiful experiences that tell you that things are going okay. There's a lot of challenges in the world today, especially if you're in the United States. That doesn't mean that every aspect of our life has to be so challenging and cold. This tells us that we still have something that matters. We still have our community. We still have our loved ones, and joining together, we are immensely powerful. We have our Empress card, celebrating nurturing, celebrating healing, celebrating the creation of opportunities. We have brought things to life. We have joined together to emit the kind of energy that allows things to grow. We're bringing together energy that is the facilitating of new things arriving in our lives. That there are things that we need to be happy for, to be grateful for. There's an abundance of love and connection. There is a tremendous amount of nurturing and kindness and compassion required of us right now. There's so many people that are struggling and will find the world to be a very challenging place. There will be those who will find that audacity is on clearance and they will feel comfortable using it, responding from a place of love. Respond from a place of, I don't need to lower myself. I know where I am. I'm up here. And I'm going to remain there while also not allowing things that are toxic and damaging and overtly controlling, and this need to dominate over others. This is about being submissive. It's about leading with example, leading with love, demonstrating how things can be and should be done. We have our Two of Discs, celebrating transformation, celebrating change. This is always a choice. This is always deciding how things are going to go forward for you. You're presented with opportunities. You have the ability to say no. But these cards are asking you to say yes, even if it challenges you, even if it pushes you beyond your boundaries, comes out of nowhere. It's surprising. It's not necessarily what you expected, but it doesn't feel bad. Something very exciting happening for you. And there is so much reason to feel confident and comfortable with the choice, that when you make this choice, you just know, without understanding exactly where it's going to lead you, you know it's going to lead you to where you want to be. This is the next step in accomplishing your goals, in reaching those things that you are desiring to manifest. This is the next stage in your healing. This is the next stage in your evolution. You have decided to welcome in these new opportunities and these new connections, and as a result, you have welcomed in the change in your life. This is the type of change that helps your actual everyday life be the kind of life that you dreamed of, be the kind of life that you desire. There's a lot here to be grateful for. There's a lot here to be thankful for, to celebrate. These three changes all coming together are that of all positive influence. This is an exciting time. This is a time to be very present. Take a moment. If you get the opportunity to sit in the sunshine, take that opportunity to sit in the sunshine. Say thank you. Thank you for getting me through another day. Thank you for getting me through that last week, that last month, this past season, this past year. I have struggled. I have done all of the things that have been asked of me. I have continued to push forward. I have believed without a doubt that everything was going to end up going my way. And as a result, I've made it to today. And today feels great. Today is the day that lets me know that it was all worth it. There's even more coming for you, things for you to celebrate, things for you to be grateful for. There's a connection here with that nurturing mother spirit, with that healing of creation, of becoming what it is that takes you to that next step, takes you to the next level. There's a lot of being the seed that, when nurtured, grows into something that is undeniably good. Coming in now with our two animal oracle spirits. We have our transformation is beautiful, as well as our beaver spirit with laying a solid foundation. You now understand what was required of you to recognize these changes that you wanted to take place and what steps were required for you to initiate those changes. You're starting to feel how free and how light and how amazing it feels to be closer to your goals. You've also become very aware of what was required of you in order to get there. There's a lot of laying some important patterns and habits in place. There is an importance in recognizing self-sabotage tendencies. There was an importance in recognizing that there are those that come into our circle of influence who maybe don't actually want us to succeed. We find it difficult to walk away from these people because we feel sometimes so um, we want to hold on to all of these connections, but then recognizing that without that connection, it allowed you to focus and become more honed in on your desires and what you were trying to create. You create this strong foundation and you recognize, now I have the opportunity to build something so much greater. You have this foundation and now you are being encouraged to stay focused on that foundation. Do not allow somebody to come in and sabotage that. Do not allow yourself to take apart, disassemble, and dismantle the work that you've done. When we get to that point where things start to feel really good and really light and really comfortable and don't feel so constricted anymore, I'm starting to feel like who I really, really am. This feels like me. This feels like the person that I want to be. This is the person that I've dreamed of becoming. These are the goals that I've been trying to manifest. Don't stop now. The amount of work that you've put in is worth staying focused on. It's worth protecting. It's worth staying very honed in, very present in what's going on, paying close attention to every little detail with every piece that you lay in place. Now is not the time to completely abandon everything that you've accomplished. You've just gotten started. But with that strong foundation, you have the ability to go so much farther. There's so much more that you can do with this foundation than in the past. This is about thinking about the things that allow you to stay on track. This is about sticking to a schedule. This is about making promises to yourself and keeping them. If you have health goals, and you're starting to see the results of those health goals, Now is not the time to go, oh, I can slip in a little treat here and there. That's the kind of mental thinking that got you off track in the first place. If you are on a very organized track trajectory with your work, with your career, with your small business, you wake up every morning and you have a pattern that you follow, and that pattern allows you to be productive throughout the entire day. Now is not the time to say, oh, I can take a few days where I don't follow that pattern. You created this foundation so that you could build from it. But if you stop building in that same way, you're not going to have that solid construction that you started with. You're going to sabotage the progress of that building. We want to stay in that same mode, and we want to stay on top of that. There's so much more that we have to go, celebrating our little wins without falling back onto those old habits. That transformation that you are embarking upon is a beautiful, beautiful thing, and it's going to allow you so much more freedom. But we still want to maintain that that energy that got us there. These two cards today to continue to reinforce our message. We have our diligence card, which is about consistent effort, maintaining that level of energy and balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world and do so without judgment. This harmony is the result of you recognizing and listening to the energy of your mind and your heart and your body. You decided that you needed something different, and you started doing different things. You started creating patterns and habits for yourself that would allow you to feel better about situations. You started being consistent so that when you rest, you know that it's well timed, it's well deserved, and you feel confident about resting. So many of us struggle throughout the day. You're not as productive as you'd like to be. You kind of lose focus. You don't do the work as well as you want to. You put these patterns and habits in action, and you start doing really good work. At the end of that workday, you look at what you've done and you go, that's pretty good. I did really well here. I accomplished a lot. I checked off all those things on my to-do list. Now I'm going to rest. I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to feel productive. I'm going to feel excited about embarking upon those next steps again. I'm going to work through that new to-do list or whatever was remaining on my list. And I'm going to do so with a consistency of effort, solid effort, that I'm going to be giving my very best to everything that I'm doing. It's about that solid foundation that was helping us facilitate the transformation. It was about planting those seeds. All of these messages today are reinforcing that the work that you did is the work that you should continue doing. These are the things that are helping you accomplish your goals. You cannot start in the process and then as soon as you see a little bit of advantage or a little bit of that starting, you go right back into your bad patterns and your old habits and start doing things the way you used to or start slacking. Diligence is about consistency. We don't have to be, it's not about hard labor. It's about consistently putting your best efforts into what you're doing. When you do that, you feel really good about your work. When you feel really good about the work that you're putting in, you feel really good about resting. You feel really good when you take time for yourself. Then you're creating that sense of real balance. It's not just that I didn't put my best in at work, so I go home and I'm restless. It's I put my best in here, and now I'm going to do my best resting. I'm going to do my best recreation. I'm going to enjoy myself fully because I know I put the work in today. Or I put the work in all week. So these 2 days I'm going to take off and I'm going to fully enjoy them. I can take my mind off of the things that I have to do next week because I did everything that I needed to do this week. I accomplished all those goals and it feels really good. And when it feels good, then you feel good about doing the things that make you happy, that are just for joy, that are just because you want to. listening to your body and letting it really truly rest. When we stop overthinking about the things that we didn't accomplish or the things that we didn't do our best, then we can really truly rest. That's the kind of balance that being diligent brings. And you're not just diligent about the things that you're trying to accomplish, you're also diligent about listening to your mind and body and giving it the kind of playtime that it needs, the recuperation time that it needs. Remembering every day to drink water. You're remembering every day to eat 2 or 3 balanced meals. Some of us do 2 and eat a snack, and that's okay if that feels right for you, if that's consistent for you. If 3 meals is what's appropriate for you, if 4 small meals is what's appropriate for you. The point is that you're staying consistent and you're giving yourself the nutrition that you need. You're staying hydrated in the way that you need. You're taking good care of yourself. And when you take good care of yourself, you do good work. And when you do good work, you feel good about taking care of yourself. It's a beautiful cycle that it creates this kind of equilibrium. That equilibrium is peace. You're not going to always feel amazing all the time. You're going to have your ups and downs, but you also know what it takes to feel good. You also know that because you do such a good job and you go so hard all the time, that when you have your down days, that's okay. And you allow yourself to do that and you don't feel like you need to make excuses about that. There's so much to be said about consistency in our efforts and about overcoming these tendencies to fall into habits and patterns that, let's be honest, there's a lot of negative, gluttonous, kind of exaggerated, hyperbolic lifestyles all over the internet and TV that kind of paint this very distorted picture about what happiness is and what would make you happy and what makes you feel good. Being over the top and being dramatic and being, in these extremes all the time is just not good for us. But recognizing that there are behaviors that we learn, we are demonstrated, we pick up from our outside influences, and sometimes those can creep into our lifestyle without realizing it. So when we see these areas that we're struggling or we're not happy, and we take those small steps at first, but slowly but surely you build into a pattern where you go, this is what I want, this feels good. Maintaining that becomes a little bit of a challenge because you see other people kind of falling into whatever happens and allowing themselves to just kind of flow with whatever, and then you see them crash. And that's when it reminds you that, when I stay consistent and when I'm present and when I'm aware and when I'm deliberate about the way that I live my life, I feel a lot better about it. When I feel and hear myself talking negatively about situations or kind of indulging in things that are lower vibrational, I can feel that. When I catch myself and I correct that and I put myself back where I want to be, I can feel that too. I hope this helps you. Thank you so much for joining with me today. It is always a pleasure to hear from you. See you next time.